What's up, my people? Welcome to Vertical Football. Welcome to another episode of Five Things We Learned. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. This is Arsenal nemesis, really. This is a team that Arsenal has found difficult in recent times to win. A lot of Arsenal fans, even before the match, were not really sure they could win this game. But guys, it's a draw. Arsenal lost a 2-goal lead. So quickly, let's drop right into it. The 5 things we learned in that match. The first point I think is clear, it's obvious. We've said it many times on the podcast here that this Arsenal team is not the Arsenal team of the past 2 years. It's clear, everybody that understands football and watches football knows that this Arsenal team has diminished in their ability. They've lost their abilities. They are not as strong as before. And I think we've said it many times on the podcast why this is so. The lack of constant improvement in the market, the likes of bringing players into this team that do not necessarily improve your squad, the likes of not evolving in your style of play, being stagnant in what you want to do, not having innovation enough. So there are many reasons why Arsenal is where they are. But I think the first point is all Arsenal fans must come to the point where you agree. You're not the worst team in the league, definitely. You are not a poor team, but you just have to agree that in the past 2 years, you are not the team you used to be. And I think if you agree that, you then analyze, why are we not where we ought to be? Why are we not where, by the process, where we should be by this moment? We should keep improving. I think you have to agree where the Arsenal is not where they ought to be in the process. I think the second point, really, the second thing we learned is Arsenal's attack is limited. It has been limited for most part of the season. But I think now it's beginning to show that it's even more limited. And what am I saying? I think at the beginning of the season, it was limited in the sense that all Arsenal needed were 3 things, really. You needed corner, Gabriel to do something magical, or another player to do something magical with the corner, like so they can good delivery, do something magical in the corner. Or you depended on oodegaard's magic. Or you depended on Saka's amazing delivery, amazing shots, amazing assists, and like so. I think Arsenal's attack has just been limited around those 3 possibilities, majorly. But now when Saka is not there, it's even much more limited. And I think you could see today, Arsenal were trying, and I was surprised seeing Arsenal trying to go at the edge of the box and then make a lot of crosses in the first half. And I was like, this is not the Arsenal we've come to know. I know that in the second half, it became much better because Odegaard tried some passes, but even the passes were not the normal shots, stringing passes to play between the lines. Most times it was just a dink above the defensive line, even though we know that is like something that catches, once in a while. But for it was so consistent in this game, especially in the second half, where Odegaard and other players were trying to play behind the defensive line to create chances. So the attack definitely is limited. That attack is limited, starting from the midfielders even to the attackers. The attack clearly is limited. The third point really is we have to say lack of defensive concentration. It's not possible for you to be leading 2-0 and then lose 2-2. One of the things that would always happen when such a thing occurs is that there was lack of concentration. And I think there is no better example to show that lack of concentration than the second goal that Watkins scored, and how that Thomas Partey literally was sleeping. Literally, Thomas Partey's mind was not in the game. Thomas Partey was not marking his man, which was Watkins. Even though when he was beside him, he didn't do his job defensively. And I think we have to call it out. A player with so much kind of experience, a player that understands, that we expect understands the demands of top football. You should not be losing your concentration when you are asked to mark someone like Watkins. You should not. And I felt it's really, really sad that he lost concentration. And I think that was the moment Arsenal lost. Arsenal drew the match, not lost, because I know to Arsenal fans it appears as a loss. But I think that was the moment that Arsenal lost lost the point. The fourth thing I think is lack of squad depth. These things are obvious. These things are preventable. I don't want to talk about majorly tactics. Even though I know that Aston Villa had a very good defensive structure of 4-5-1, Arsenal set up in 4-4-2 formation. I really like the way it was. I like the way the game went. But I feel, you need to have a bench. You need to have a bench. It's so sad that when you are looking for a goal, your first substitute to bring a goal for you in a match you need to win is Raheem Sterling. It's funny, but really, it shows. I don't know what is going on in the boardroom of Arsenal. I don't know what's going on in Arteta's head. But you cannot stop investing right now. You can't stop investing. This is a team that needs massive investment. I think when you look at Man City, I know Man City is a different world entirely in terms of the amount of money they can spend. But you see that Man City is even beginning to do kind of business, in the window based on the fact that they're not on form. They're trying to do something. Arsenal needs to do something. This is good work from Arsenal's board and Arteta up till now. You cannot let it go to waste. You have to keep investing. You have to keep investing. And this is what we have been crying for on this podcast. Keep investing. I like the signing of Zubimendi. I think we did the player profile on that. You can watch it on our page. How I felt is one of those amazing players that if I was a coach, I would definitely have in my team. I feel it's an improvement, but you cannot stop there. You need to invest in critical areas. Defense, in your attacking midfield, in your striking position, in your wings. You need to invest. You need to invest. Don't let this progress you have made in the few years that Arteta has been in charge, don't let it go to waste. I know you can talk about Arteta and everything, but a coach can only do as much as what is given. You cannot expect a coach to do magic when off the bench, on the bench, he is trying to look for someone that can do something magical, and he's having Raheem Sterling. I pray you go for Benjamin Sesko. I pray you go for those players you need, because I think Arsenal truly needs those players. I think lastly, we have to say, people have said many questions. Is this a one-man horse race? Is this Liverpool running with the title? Can Nottingham Forest do something amazing? Is it a three-man horse race? Those nostalgic, talks about the Premier League then during the likes of Sir Alex Ferguson, Mourinho and Wenger. But I think, for me, with what I've seen today, I want to just conclude. I think the league is over for Arsenal. I think it's over for Arsenal, really. I don't see, they are so limited. They are so limited in certain ways. And even with the injury of Saka, you can't see them. It's difficult to see them at this point. And I've watched their last 4 games. It's difficult to see them at this point even go 5 games straight at a win. And I think you need that form, to win the league. I think currently it's like 10 points between them and Liverpool. I think it's over. I think all attention should be on the Champions League. All attention should be on the second semi-final leg with Newcastle, right? With Newcastle. Let the attention be them, and let's see how it goes. So, guys, thank you very much for sticking with me. This is 5 things we learned. Arsenal 2, Aston Villa 2. As usual, if you like this content, please click on the like button. Please subscribe. And most importantly, please share this. Don't enjoy the goodness alone. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.